He's ringing. Will you ring him, John? Because you've got like a rapport with the guy. You can tell him off.
I don't know.
John, is it a 4x3?
Yes.
And what's this window size here?
Yeah, just hang on, because we need to when we build this wall. Although I need the spec for this thing, I don't know if I've got it. But we can put them in later. We need to put 2 posts at certain distances so that the machine, you know, the top of the machine we can fix them. But we can put them in later.
Can't we just put noggins in, John?
This is what it'd be like if you got someone to come in and record. And they'd have to edit it all.
It is
1200 by 5.
1200 by 500. 1200 by 500. 1200 by 500, bro. And it's going here. It's going here somewhere.
Do I?
It's going here.
Go on, mate. That's it.
That arm should go out more than that. That arm's not fully out. You're having a direct.
Right, we're going. Yeah. Right, we're in Collingham in Leeds, North Leeds. So, John's already come and done this base. What the customers have done, let me just turn this radio out, because YouTube don't like that. So what the customer's done, you can see the land level, that was the height of the land. So he's had this full area dug out, which means we can build this above the 2.5, because if your 2.5 is taken from your highest point of land adjacent to the building, which is this, or could be deemed as that, but we're going to go for that anyway. So, the building will be taller than normal, and it's going to be taller than normal because it's going to be a gym and we need the internal head height. So the internal head height is going to be 2.5 maximum. It's rained quite a lot recently, so John's put visqueen down over this because I don't know if you're building these yourself, but we're struggling to get Aga Protect. So we're using Aga Easy Peel, which still is alright in the rain, but what we're going to do, we're going to leave the visqueen down. We're going to build on top of it, and then once the roof's on, we'll cut the visqueen up and get rid of that, just to keep it dry, basically. Right, so there's going to be some bifold doors here, some 3 metre bifolds, and John tells me there's going to be a window. There's going to be a window here as well, John, yeah? A window here as well, which we'll look at over to there. Where are we? Right, so we're building the back walls and the side walls out of 4x2 CLS. You can see what John's here. John's left-handed, so John started from the left side. I would normally start from the right side, but you can see there he started from the left. So basically, because he is left-handed, because basically what he's done is just pulled his tape across like that, and he's marked his 400 centres there. That will then enable the plasterboards to sit on at 400 centres as well. So he's put the top plate and the bottom plate together, he's marked them off. He'll now separate them. Adam will cut the studs whilst he's walking on water. That's Adam, he's our in-house electrician. That is David Bruce Lee O'Connell over there. He tells me he's a black belt, aren't you, David? Aren't you?
Yes,
are you going to show some moves today?
Do a little move. Do a move, camera.
David's relatively new, he's been here a while now. Adam, of course, has been here for too long, hasn't you, Adam? Yeah, John's been here forever, haven't you, John?
I have.
And Jenny's here for how long, Jenny?
I don't know.
Too long as well.
The wind changes.
Till the wind changes, yeah?
Like Mary Poppins.
So Adam's going to set this now. He's going to cut the studs and we're going to nail them. We're going to use the... Jenny, he passes a nail gun.
I want 4 nail guns.
We are going to use the IM350 Plus and we're going to use whatever nails we've got because we're normally using these smooth nails, but we've got some ring cuts as well, which are a bit of a pain because they don't go all the way fully in sometimes. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to nail the frame together and we're going to get these back walls up and we're going to go OSB them, and I will also show you how we're going to square the walls and rack the walls with the OSB on the floor so that when the walls go up they're nice and plump and straight. Right, so John and Jenny have fixed the walls together. They used 90mm nails out the Plasload. They put 3 nails in each end, the 400 centres. John, are them boards 4 foot or are they 1.2? So what happens sometimes, we get our boards and sometimes they're metric and sometimes they're imperial. These are metric.
Just under 12.
Right, so they're just under it.
Yes, so
they're metric. So what we normally do, if we get a 4 foot board, we have to rip it down to 1200 so they fall in line with our timbers, our 400 timbers, but these are okay. In this instance, this wall is taller than the full board because we're having a bigger internal head height. So what's going to happen now, John's going to show you how we're going to square the wall up. So at the moment, if you think about the frame, it's sat on the floor.
Yeah.
It's sat on the floor and it's possibly wrapped. So the way we're going to rectify that and get it straight if Jenny looks now, she can see they're going to get the top of the frame there dead on square. Can you see it, Jenny?
Yeah.
10 minutes good. John to me, mate. 10 mil. Get the corner right. We good? John, who's resisting?
Not me. I'm just going to push it in a minute.
Right, and then John's going to straighten it down that leg there.
And, no, but
Are we good?
no. Yes, perfect.
And what we'll do, we will let fix down that side, and then to get it square, what we're going to do, the sheet is square. So what we're going to do, we're going to put the frame, so the frame is square with the sheet. And when we do that all the way along now, that means that wall will be square and plumb when we put it up. So what we're going to do now to aid sight of where these timbers are, we're going to draw 400 centres down them, and then we'll know where we're nailing. So I'm just going to finger stride that line down there. John's going to follow behind me, and he's going to nail it. He's using 63mm ring cut nails. Watch your foot, John. And that's basically how we're going to square that frame up. So, as I said, he's using...
I've just shown him.
Oh, have you? Right, 63 ring cut nails. And we'll do the same with this board now. If Jenny steps back, she'll see there. I'm going to get that corner right over there, John. When he tells me the corner is right.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Bit more. Stop. Yes.
Yeah, you'll get that. I'll nail down the side then. And then you can see there now, look, so the board is sticking over maybe 10mm there, so that means the frame is cockled this way. So what he's going to do now,
You ready?
yeah, he's going to kick the frame, which is bouncing. A bit more, John. There, and then I'll nail that along there. And then he'll nail that down there, and then so on, and that means when that wall goes up, it'll be plumb and straight.
That's it.
Right, so what Adam's doing now is attaching the roofing membrane. Basically, it's a breathable membrane. It lets the building breathe but stops any water penetrating the building. I personally have forgot to order the slate lights, so we won't be slate lighting this today. So we're going to put plenty of staples in it, and then we're going to offer it up, get it into place, and then we're going to build the side walls as well. So we've OSB'd it. We've used 11mm OSB. We've used 63mm ring cut nails. We're now putting a breathable membrane on it. And of course we will slate light at a later date. The back of this building is going to be metal clad and the other side's a cedar. Is that right, John? Cedar on the other side?
Yeah, it's cedar.
Yeah.
You ready?
So that's it. As soon as we've got this this clad wrapped rather, we will then offer it up and sit into place. And because we've wrapped the walls, it should sit up nice and plumb.
David, let that matter.
Right, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, we're going to lift this wall up now and offer it in place. Just don't forget the OSB is hanging down 4 inches, so what we want the OSB to drop down the back side of the building. So any moisture just runs straight down the breathable membrane and straight onto the floor if moisture builds up, which is not going to anyway. So we'll lift this up. John's going to make sure
Just
we
push
don't
it forward a bit.
drop it over the edge.
Only a bit more. A bit newly. Right, that's good. That'll go now.
David, just watch out later. Because the customers dug the earth out, you can see the water now that's building up on the floor. Can you lift it up a bit? You can see the water that's building up on the floor. Because obviously the water table is higher over there. So he's going to put a drain around there and feed it into that drain.
Pull it forward. Good. John's come to me now, obviously.
Is that membrane?
Pull it in now, Dom. Have you pulled it into the thing?
No.
Have you pulled it now?
Yeah.
Push it.
Push, guys. Ease up. Go on, go on. Whoa.
You're going to have to feel that now, John.
Right,
It needs to go to Adam a bit as well.
Yeah, it does.
Right, I'm going to push that. Right, yeah, it's gone. Adam, it wants to come a couple of mil back to me. Yeah, it would.
How to do a couple of mil.
Right, so that's obviously a lot taller than what we normally build, but you bear in mind the customer wanted 2.5 internal head height, which he has got. We've got 2,530-ish, I can see from here. So by the time we put plasterboard on there and put floor on, he will have his 2.5 within a couple of millimetres anyway. So that's why he's dug out like that, so the building can be taller than what he actually is allowed to bit development, but because it's measured from the highest point of the land to this building is still allowed and legal then. Right, so what we'll do now, this wall, when it's in place, when they tell me that it's in place, we're good, Adam?
Go back.
Is
Have
the
you
wall
touched the
good?
bottom? Is it all right on the side of the building?
Yep.
Yeah,
Right, yeah,
so the wall's in the correct place now. What's happening is the OSB is butting up to the side of the floor like that, so we know it's in the right place. What we're going to do, we're going to put some screws in there, screw it down while David holds it, and then we're going to nail it down as well. And that wall will support itself for the time being until we get the side walls up as well. So I'm going to use some 100mm nails on my impact driver if I can find them. We've got them out, Jen? We haven't got them out yet, obviously.
I'll just check it.
Stop. No screws out.
Right, well, we'll get
Are you
that's
there?
up, mine's
You there?
up, yeah. I don't know about the middle, but we'll do have them and then we'll try and middle.
Do you want to have a look at middle, John?
I'm
Just give it a
gonna
little kick. Just hold it, David, yeah?
Everybody got well. Try push it from the bottom. It feels like it's all right.
Right, it's done, John. Will that hold itself, David?
Be very
I'll let go
careful.
of it, see what happens.
It's a tall wall, like.
Is that the leg of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't trust it. It's too big, man. If Wingate is going to whoop.
John, you have to trust it. Put a bit of faith in it. He's
That's
never,
all.
done that. He's never done anything to let you know that it's not
You
trusted.
won't be saying that when it looks.
That's all the nails. Let's get him. We'll cut him back. Economising. 3 nails.
I know
per
it's going to
wall.
be funny plasterboard in it, innit?
We've run out of nails, so we've
I want
got
my
to
impact
freeze
in
them up.
100mm screws, please, David.
Nice,
Right.
staple this
So what
back.
we're going to do, John's going to stand there and hold the spot like John, because John doesn't trust the wall.
The spirit
I've got a bit of a wobble in it. We'll get some screws in it, but that'll be fine. And then we'll make the side walls. And once we put the side walls up, obviously the side walls will brace the back wall, and it will all hold itself then, because you've got 3 walls almost creating a square, which will then support itself. You didn't nail that part.
Alright.
Who nailed that part, Jen?
Me.
I thought it was, but I just didn't want to say it. Oh, what's it? Got a bit of a bend on there. I'd rather it bend
That'll fall towards us, won't it?
I missed it.
Yeah, they might. Pilot error, John.
Huh?
Pilot error.
Miles up, Adam is looking for. What's in this now? Did you just say baby? What are you doing for?
Do you want to pass me them as well at the same time?
Yeah, his name's Baby.
Baby Lee.
He's been acting in Dirty Dancing.
Come on, Baby Lee.
Filled it.
Right, so they're building the side wall. Same as the back wall, exactly the same situation, but what we're going to do on this side there, we're going to let the OSB fly over 90mm so that we can fix it to the side of the back wall. We'll do that on this side here as well. There's a window going in this side here. I'll just show you the back there. So we built sort of like relatively close to the back there, but you can see how much the ground the customers had dug out there. So this is next door, so we're still actually below next door's fence line. This is the highest point of land adjacent to the building there. So that from there to there is 2 metres. So in fact we've still got another 500 we can go on top of there. Sandwich boy?
Get on, sandwich boy. You know what I
With a
want.
fucking crowd around you.
Don't swear.
Not unless you want a rich not under here. Exactly.
Right, so if Jenny can see there, we've overhung the OSB enough to fix to the side of this 4x2 stud here. So that will slide past there and fix that 4x2 stud. And when we put this wall up now, it will brace that back wall as well, won't it,
Right,
John?
hang on, we're checking it's in the right. Because somebody checked
Somebody
it.
check for nails at the bottom.
No, I've already done it.
Right, we're good.
The thing I passed that part. Right, go on.
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Slide forward a bit, darling. Go on there.
Carry on.
To you, John, you need to drag it to you a little bit.
I can only do it.
Move that bit over there and that 4x3. Grab them nails, will you there?
Right, we're going forward. Adam,
Yep.
do we need to go forward, pal? I think we need to go forward. There.
Try it now, yeah?
Right, yeah, we'll go there. Right, we check this out here. Right, then, go. Go, boys.
Jen, just 1 minute, 1 minute. Jen, just run down there and see if you can see the OSB slotting on the other one. Right a bit for you.
I can see something. Don't pull it to me, though.
Don't push at them.
Fingers, don't push on them.
You see there, Jen?
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Push
Can
on
you see
anybody.
my hand?
Yeah.
Right, so what's going to happen, this OSB is going to slide past this 4x2 here, and then we'll fix that OSB to this 4x2, as well as fixing this 4x2. So that, who's pushing it? To that 4x2. Right.
Just keep the bottom in. That's it.
Are we good, Jen?
Yeah.
Kick it in. Jen, can you kick that bottom corner in? Kick. That's it. I think it's in that, Jen. Yeah, you're in.
Right, so Jen, you want to run around here?
I'm running.
Right, we're good? Right, so that wall's in, they've pushed the wall this way, so the OSB's actually touching the floor. So what if John just comes over here, look. Jump.
Stop calling me John.
Come on,
Don't
John.
call me John. Right, so I'm going to put a screw in there. And then what I'll do then, I'll put a screw in here, which will then tie them two walls. You pulled it across, John. So that's made that safe now. What we'll do now, we'll go across and screw the bottom of the floor. We'll screw up there, we'll also nail up there as well. I'll show you why we nail as well as screw. You can see here, Jen's experience with her nailing.
No. Liam's mismarking.
Oh, timber's behind here.
I think it will happen.
Right, we're good? Yeah. Right, that should have it now. Does it go right? So they'll go along and they'll nail the bottom of that as well. I'm going to screw and nail up there as well, and I'll show you why the difference between nailing.
You're going to
and
screw a nail?
I'm going to screw and nail. All right. John had his second jab last night, didn't you, John? Sorry, John had his second jab in the arm,
I did.
and Jenny put up a bit of resistance, but had her first jab. How do you feel this morning?
All right now.
Yeah, John's feels a bit fluid.
We need all local garden rooms to be double vaccinated, and most of us are. There's only Jenny who needs a second.
Right, what were we
It's
saying
funny
then?
doing it.
Yeah, but don't forget, right, I'm trying to make a video while you're arsing around.
Yeah, but you've got to push that up to that, then that's plumb, isn't it? Straight away.
Jesus, you've only learned that.
Because that's...
We've only done 100.
No, well, I usually get spirit level out and think it wall, but you're
Yeah, but
saying...
you shouldn't need to.
yeah, I know
The
why
sheet
now.
has made the wall square.
Yes.
The level is the
Yeah,
floor
I
is
know
level.
left to right, yeah.
So the floor is level. If the floor was out,
Yeah.
then to exaggerate it, then the wall would be out. But because you've made the floor and it's perfectly level, and the
says-
wall is square, then
Yeah,
that's
I've got
square.
it now.
And when that's square,
This
Are you
is
sure?
square on this corner.
Because you've only been here for years.
No, but hang on, we used to use level all the time, so don't
Yeah,
talk
but
trash.
we've moved on, haven't we?
Yeah, but you moved on only a few weeks ago, or months ago. We used to plumb it. I'll show you videos if you want.
We've advanced, John.
I still plumbed it anyway.
The truth, John.
I'm testing the theory.
John, the truth of the matter now, right? If you put a level on that, you won't be able to plumb it anyway because it ain't going to move
No,
nowhere.
no, that's true.
Right, John's going to put a level on this and I will edit it out
I'd
if it's
have
not
put-
level.
I'd have plumbed this first. Right, but anyway, we'll put it here.
You know we're putting it on the
I'll tell you what. No, well I can't, Liam, because obviously
Can
it's
you
good
get in
enough
there,
that
Jen?
like, Sean. No, that puppy.
Because of our floor, John.
Yeah, that's
It's
it.
got, so basically, if your floor is dead level or within reason
Liam,
anyway,
explain that on your video.
I'm trying to, but you'll keep interrupting me. Right, if your floor's dead level, right, let me draw some pictures here and I might explain this a little bit better. John, would you like to watch or are you fully on it now?
I don't need to watch what I'm just saying.
Right.
I want you to explain how it looks.
So if your floor's dead level, so if you imagine your wall, so what we've created a perfect square with our wall because our OSB sheets, we've used our OSB sheets to rack our wall so our wall's square. So when you sit that square, or that oblong, or rectangle even, on that floor, because it's level, then that wall there will be plumb. So when we put that wall in, because it's the same as well, it's a square and it's going on the level floor, when you fix that wall to that wall, That wall there will be plumb because that one's plumb, because that one's square, because that one's level, if that all makes sense. Yeah, so you don't actually need a level. Once you've levelled your floor, you can do away with your level, can't you, John?
No, you still need it to double check.
Right, John wants to double check, okay.
Just for YouTube, that wall is the exact same size as that 3055.
There you go. So John set the base out. He's obviously John prides himself on his bases, don't you, John?
Well, I don't know.
Right, so what's going to happen now? There's a window going in this wall. John tells me that the window wants to be.
It wants to be in the corner somewhere, is it?
What, is it just where we want to put it?
Yeah, it just wants to be around this corner.
Right, so we're going to put it over in this corner somewhere. Are we done?
Well, I think we should cut it out after that, and when he comes back, and we find out exactly where he wants it. It did say this corner.
Right, okay, so we're not going to put the window in. We're going to let the customer decide where exactly he wants it. But the height of the window, John's ordered the window. The height of the window then lets you look out onto the garden. And we'll go have a look at that cat runnery in a minute as well because it's beautiful and it's been really well made. Right, difference between screwing and nailing. The reason why we use screws at first, so we put the screws in just to compress the wood and pull it down as well and just get a few fixings in, and if we're in the wrong position we can always take the screw back out and then we finally nail it. And the reason why we go for nails over screws is the shear snap on them. So that's your screw, so there, that's gone straight away. The nail takes a little bit longer to actually break. It's actually heat that will cause that to break. And there you go, it's not broke, has it? Right, so that's the reason screws over nails every time. Sorry, that's the reason nails over screws every time. Screws break, nails bend, so we need the nails there for the strength really, and the screws will just snap on you. I think you
That looks like it'll go there, mate. Yeah, perfect. See it? Just going on. Right, good to go. You keep them all.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Lovely. That's it.
Do you want me to try and push it into you, John, or what?
Yeah, push it more.
Hold on.
Come on, have a look. Is the bottom touching and the top not?
Have we got we've got some 50mm in my van.
Insulation?
This thing now.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
We'll never get it in, John. Drop it down. Pull it back out. I know, but we've got some 50 in the van, John. You know what I mean? Pull it to me.
Yeah,
Just lay it back down. So what we're going to do, you can see that little, you can see this little part here which we're going to struggle to get insulation, so we're going to insulate that first now before we put this wall up, because the other 4x2 is going to sit over there then. That will make that a lot easier to do that now. David, is everything covered up that needs to stay dry? Should we put everything under a bit of biscuit and get it banned? Yeah? Put everything in the middle of the floor here. Right, so this is the front wall. We're using 5x2 for the front wall. We put a double timber there. That's going to go like that basically. That there will carry the weight of the steel, so that will go there. There'll be another one go over there. The steel is 80mm, so the steel will sit on there at 80mm, and then we'll put another bit of CLS on there on the front of there. And that will carry the steel. Like I say, it's a 160 by 80 by 5mm thick steel beam. It's a hollow beam. That will sit and span over the doors. The doors are 2.1, and then the roof will then build off of there. But because this is bigger than what we're normally building, so we're going to have the steel beam, then we're going to put a ladder frame across the top of that to bring us up to roof height. And we're going to do this roof slightly different than what we normally do. We're going to have a flat roof inside, and externally we're going to put fairings on the top. And I'll explain when we do the fairings as to why we don't really bother with them anymore, why we're doing it on this job. I want to plug this one as well.
We're doing two jobs at once, that's
We haven't finished first job. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to put these braces in to support this wall. Obviously the back corner behind Jen is fixed, but this corner here needs fixing. So we put this brace in. It's a 45-degree angle cut on the top and the bottom. So John's going to level that and I'm going to screw it to the floor.
Yeah, but you might have to go behind. It wants to go to you quite a lot. Ease up. More.
In fact, David, go down while and push it. Oh, maybe not.
No, release the touch now, Liam. Oh yeah, that's good.
You good? Right, so them walls now are fixed and braced, which means then we can fix these front walls to them walls, which will level that way. And then what we're going to do then, we're going to strike a line through the bottom here, and I'm going to show you how we're going to get these walls dead in line with each other, and then also the top, that when the steel sits on, it'll be dead in line, and the building will be square then as well.
Where's the other block? Yeah,
That's normally me.
Right, so what John's doing there now, we've already done that side, haven't we, John? We're going to do this side over here now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Right, so basically we've put a string line on the two corners of the wall, and we've got a block on each corner, on the left and right corner, if Jen will show you then. The block on each corner, Jen.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not.
And what John's going to do now is going to offer the block down, and then if Jen shows you here now, what we're going to do is going to offer the block down this one we haven't done yet. There you go. And what I'll do now, I'll slide this wall backwards off. Right, let me exaggerate, John. There. Right, so you can see the block isn't touching the string line, which it needs to.
That's slightly. I'm going to put it on this one. Right, Liam, kick it forward.
And then, so what we're going to do is push that forward.
Ease up. No, that's too much.
Until it's in line with
There
the
you
string.
go. You're there.
And that means then that both of them walls are running through with each other. So what we'll do now, we'll plumb the wall there with one of these braces. And because the bottom is running through, when the walls are plumbed, the top will be running through as well. And then we'll get Big Jen again to lift the steel up.
She's good
like that. She's got it. Right, we're good.
Yeah.
So the bottom of the stud walls are run through with the string line. So what we're going to do now, we're going to put a brace on this wall, and if the walls are plumbed, then that means the top will run through too as well. I'm just going to put two in there just to secure that. What John will do now, he'll put the level on that there, and I'll fix it to the floor once he tells me it's good.
Ease up. A whisker, Marley.
To me or you?
To you. Ease up. Perfect.
You good? Right, so the bottom of the walls are running through with each other with a string line. John's now plumbed the walls, so they're right as well, so we know the top will be right as well. So what's all left to do now is we're going to fill the steel with some rock wool just to stop a bit of cold bridging in the steel. And then we've got something in your eye. And then we're going to lift the steel up as well.
Oh no, Jen can do it on her own, I've just seen it.
Got the front walls up, ready for the steel. Got Big Jen here to lift it.
She's going to drop it, don't drop it, Jen. Up and down. Do a few push-ups. Nice. Right, don't drop it, Jen.
Right, I need to lower it.
Put it down. Don't say me and Davey. Are you helping as well? Jen, me and Davey will do the left and right, you do the middle. You know, just a bit of support. I don't think I need that, mate. It's just that this thing. I know what, Davey. That's a shame. I've got to. Oh, I haven't got 2 sets. We could have sat down 2 sets of ladders instead of. Right,
Go on, you've got this.
I don't know if
Right,
that's.
let me lift this end
That's
in,
the way
flip
it
it
is,
up, put it onto the trestle, you'll get it up onto the ladder and we'll just shift it up.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Huh?
Sounds like a plan.
It doesn't to me though, it's not a funny angle. I think I might give one of this.
Put the steel up onto that. Right.
Well, we're roughly going to go the same height. Once we
Don't lift that end up, David.
Go on, David.
No, don't lift it.
Don't lift it.
Right, lift it and pull it to you.
Do you want me to lift it down and just...
Don't pull it out of our hands.
Right. Slide it towards this wall. And then
We're going to do the rest of
yeah.
Davey,
it. Don't on the ladder.
come here, Davey. Hold that.
Right, just hang on, Joe. Where are you going?
I'm going to lift it up onto here.
Stand up there.
Just hang on, Liam. What are we doing now?
To you.
Let me just come this way. Right, go on, Liam.
Pull it back to the back of the building, it's trapped under.
Go on.
Yeah.
Come on, John.
I can only go here, mate.
Bit more,
Tiny
mate.
bit more.
I can't.
Lift it high then, lift it high. Still.
Yeah, there we go.
What's got Stick it out, yeah.
Right, come on, John.
I can't get
Let's
mine.
get John's on
I'll
now.
just hang on.
Now there, John. Right, slide it towards us a bit, John. Right, John. You hold it, stop it rolling back into the room, okay? Right, John, pass it across to me. Stop it from rolling back into the room.
Watch it try hit this lane, I think, is it?
No, you're good.
Push it to me. Yeah, that's the one.
You got it yourself then, I'll just run round.
Yeah, come round there.
Yeah, that's it.
Keep it.
Don't let it roll back,
I
Jen.
won't.
There we go.
Got it.
Right.
Have it
Tell
level,
us
but
what you've got there, Jen. I'm going to slide it to you and even it out.
not far off, but Mox does want to go to Jen a
What
bit.
the gap?
Measure yours first, Liam.
Right, so that's your steel gone in. Obviously, a bit more than the one-man job. Although you can do it on your own with various props and stuff like that. Jenny's going to wall that now, and John's going to put a few tech screws. The roofing screws, we'll show you them as well. Just up through the bottom of the timber, which will hold the steel in place and keep us safe, and then it'll be nice and secure. Right, David. Thank you. Are you alright holding it there, John? Right, so John's going to fit these screws up into the steel. The roofing screws, he's going to drive them through with his impact driver, and that will secure the steel to the 5x2. Right, so obviously we've got a steel lintel which is going to span the doors. Now what would normally happen, our 5x2s would sit on there. We've tech screwed some 4x2 CLS and we've ripped a piece down as well. We've tech screwed that to the steel. So normally the joist would sit on there, the joist angles would wrap around there and strap the roof to there. But in this occasion we've got extra height, so what we've got is a deficit in the front wall and the side walls. So what we've done, we've created a stud, little ladder stud there. Out 5x2, we're now going to sit that up into place. We're going to fix it through into them, which are then fixed to the steel, and we're also going to fix it to the sides of the building as well. So me and John will get this up now. I'm going to have to send it out to you, John, because I won't get in otherwise. Oh, there you go, mate. Just watch it and roll back on me, alright?
Alright, mate. Watch it, Liam, watch it.
Yeah.
Very
It won't go. It won't go.
Right, roll, right, on roll, David, just put your hand up now. That's it.
There you go. So what will happen now?
Oh, don't push it out. That looks good.
That now will get fixed into that timber there, which is fixed to the steel. That'll fix to the side walls, and that's the structure of the building complete. Will always be the front of this wall, obviously, and then the roof will sit on there. I'm going to put fairings on the roof, but I'll show you that in another video and explain why we don't use fairings normally, but we are on this occasion. We've created the perimeter of the building. Now the building's the same height all the way around, which isn't standard for us because we don't use fairings, but on this occasion we are going to use fairings. So what we're doing, we've created 400 spaces. The reason why we're using 400 spaces is it's sufficient enough for this build, and it allows maximum use out of the PIR insulation, which is really expensive at this moment in time. So rather than a 400 centre, we're going to use a 400 spacing, and the only downside to that is we will have to cut our plasterboards to suit, but that isn't the end of the world. So we use a 5x2 C16. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to crown the timber as I've told you before. I'm looking for the curl in the timber if there is one. The curl wants to go up so that you don't get any water pooling. And then what we're going to do, I'll sit on my 400 spacer rather. The 400 spacer also puts the roof overhang on for the right distance as well, which we've equated to be 4 pieces of cedar in this circumstance. So what we'll do, we'll go along, I'll get them in the right position, I'll space them with the 400 spacer like that. I'll tell John we're good at the back, he'll stick a spacer on the back as well, he'll fix his, I'll fix mine, and we'll go right to the other side, and then we'll drop some noggins in as well. Don't fix it yet, mate.
No.
Right, I'm good, mate. Right, so we put the 5x2 roof timbers on, we're going to put the front trimmer on now. So what we're going to do, Adam's at that end, he's going to hold that end for me there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get this level with the first timber, nail it on, and then what Adam's going to do, I'm going to tell him up and down, he's going to lift the end up and down, up a bit, Adam, way too much, mate. And if you got an hammer, David, obviously with knots it's pounded back out, so he'll lift that up and down a little touch, too much, up, and we'll go along basically, and that'll be the front trimmer on. So what'll happen then is, we'll do the same on the back, we'll put a back trimmer on. I've let it overhang there, and then we're going to put the side trimmer on, put some noggins in there, support that. And that'll be the roof, apart from the noggins, which I'm going to show you how we're going to get them in a nice straight line as well. Right, so we've put the roof rafters in, we've put the end trimmers in, we've put the back trimmers in, the side trimmers, we've put noggins to carry them, we've cut noggins, 2 rows of noggins all the way down the middle. All that's left to do now is I'm just going to go around and I'm going to spike these back timbers down, because obviously John fixed them up from underneath. I need to spike them down, stop any wind uplift, which will rip your roof completely off your building. There he is, look, the man himself. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to spike them through, basically, been sending them through at an angle, like so. It will spike it down to the top wall plate then, and then that will be the roof complete. What I'm going to do is, because the roof is level, 1 minute, let me just finish this and I'll carry on with one. Right, so on this instance what we've done, we've built a level roof. So what we're going to do with this one, we're going to put some fairings on. Now, we don't normally use fairings, and there's 2 reasons why we don't use fairings. Because it increases the height of the external part of the roof, and the fairings that will come in were crap. So basically, if that's your building and it's level on top, a fairing is a triangle bit of wood which allows your pitch on your roof, which will send the water down to the gutter. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to create cheese-shaped pieces of wood, fix them to the top of there, and that will create the pitch of the roof, and then we'll OSB free that roof then. So that's it, that's that one practically finished now. Over there is what I was telling you about earlier on. It's a cat run, and whoever's made that cat run has took some pride in the work. And can you see the downpipes are made out of 22mm copper pipe there? We've also got seed and roof on it as well, which looks absolutely lovely. I believe. John, is he having a seed and roof on here?
Yeah, he is.
Right,
Yeah, definitely.
So feasibly, we're putting a seed and roof on this, which will be interesting as well. Yeah.
So that, wait, could you do it with a
Could you do that?
Yeah, go for it.
John? I think it's called a seed.
Yeah, I think it sounds like what you said. It's header, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like a header.
Right, so this is his cattery. You can see lovely detail on there. Let's get rid of them cobwebs. It's like a copper. It's a copper downpipe basically, and it's been compression fittings on there as well. Just a lovely little detail. I bet we'll really it will polish up. This will good bit on it. So I'll show you its top at roof, which I believe he's going to have done on our garden roof as well. So he's got this little pebble sort of gutter there, as it were. And then I think that's called a ceiling roof. Is that right, Adam?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's like a header. It's from some.
He said it's from Ireland.
Yeah.
All the way from Ireland.
At the side of the sea or something. It's meant to be dry.
It's edible.
Yeah,
Have
it's
some
edible.
Right, so that's that.
You look really depressed.
Oh no!
That
what
John's
did it
never
say?
caught out in his life.
Yeah.
Is that online? That's the first ever catch up.
Don't we involve?
No, it's bad.
Right, come on. Get a bit closer. Get a bit
Right,
closer.
that's your walls, that's your roof. It's in excess of 2.5 inside, but by the time we've plasterboarded it and got his floor, and he'll have his 2.5 internal height, which will give him his gym. And of course, it's bigger than normal, but if you look at his land over there, he's dug down, so highest point of land adjacent to the building, it still falls under permitted development. So that's it, that's Friday. So if you'd like to like and subscribe, that'd be fantastic. This is Davey, Bruce Lee O'Connell, black belt, extraordinaire. John Fidelli, never missed a nail in his life.
No.
Adam Powell-Alley. Jenny Jiprock. And
Jiprock
me.
Jen.
So, yeah. Alright, Jiprock Jen. So if you'd like to like, subscribe and follow, and we'll see you next week. We've got one a bit different. We've got some concrete footings going in and a breeze block wall because the land falls away quite significantly, so that'll be something a little bit. Right, it's just a quick little video to show you how we get our noggins in the best way we found of doing it, and the fastest way, and the most levelest way as well, because somebody's asked me. So what we do basically, we use our insulation. The cavity bats, they are 1200 by 450. So what we do, we cut them down their 450 length, and we put 2 bits in, which gives us 900. Davey will pan round the room there, and you'll see a full level line of insulation all around the room. See that, Davey?
Yeah.
So what I'll do now, I will shout Adam noggins, and the noggins are the infills of timber that go in between the gaps like that. The noggins are the offcuts from the uprights. Now this particular build was 3 metres. But we still have enough noggins. If you're building under permitted development and your height is going to be less than 2.5, then your offcuts will still make your noggins with some to spare. So what'll happen, I'll shout them to Adam. That's 3, 6, 7, Adam. I'll go a little, what I'll do is I'll do a couple here, and then I'll stop talking and I'll just blast them out and I'll show you how we get them in. So what he'll do, he will generally throw them in at me. I'll put them in, I've measured it and I've measured it slightly too tight. And what I'll do then, I'll just hammer it in, I'll get it down so it's level with my insulation and it's packed down like that. So all them noggins will be level. On this side, I'm going to have to spike it through the top like that. But on this side, I can drive it through there. And so on, and that will happen all the way along. So I'll stop talking now and I'll just fire. Adam will throw them into me and we'll go from there. 3, 5, 5, Adam. 370. 359. 360. That's wrong. Don't know what size that is, but it don't say. 359. So there's a thing when if you do joinery, it's called the 100mm rule, and you'll do it throughout your joinery life. You'll either measure 100mm too big or 2mm short. The same does equate for 10mm as well, it would seem, Adam. Yeah. You'll always do it. Always happens.
What was it from? 360?
Don't know, mate. Yeah, go for that.
Tell me what it is.
Try 360.
No.
Try 360. 360. 366. 358. 360. 366. 358. Right. So, for the purpose of the film, that is how you can do it, which will aid speed, and obviously, if you look at them, now they're all level, or certainly level enough anyway. I'm going to show you another way now, which is the way we normally do it. So what we normally do when the insulation goes in, we'll go along and we'll write the measurements down on the wall, won't we, Adam? Yeah. Because obviously you've got to cut the insulation anyway. So if you write the measurements down, so let's say you cut your insulation, you've wrote your measurement down. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start at that end and blast my way along there. Adam's literally going to look at the measurement, he's going to throw the noggin into me. But the last one I won't put in, because if he's made a couple of mil too big here or a little mil too less there, that's a 3, Adam. That's a 2. So if he's made he's bit big, bit small, whatever, it doesn't matter, 'cause it'll still go in. But when you get to this last one, then you want to take a measurement off of that and get that one right. So he'll throw them in. Where are you starting, Adam? He'll literally go as quick as he can now, and I'll try and keep up to him, and he'll try and keep up to me. Some people say he's not very fast on saw, but he's not bad, Adam. He's got all his fingers, so that would indicate he's competent at least. So you can see when I drive it down, it then compresses the insulation as well. If you're watching this and you want to build to this standard, then a lot of people already have. I sell a build pack, which is your full instructions, a full list of quantities, and a list of suggested suppliers as well. There's 13 different sizes on my website. Right, so that's his last one apart from the very end one. So you can see that one there, that was a bit tight, that one. So what I'll do now, I'll fix that. And then I'll give him a dead on measure for this last one, so we're not forcing the wall out by driving in one that's too big. 196 Adam. So that there is how you get your noggins in. Get them all level with as little effort as possible. You use a string line, you can use a chalk line, but then you try to level them up, get them right. You put your insulation in, you can't go down any further than your insulation, so all your noggins are in a nice straight line. Plus you've compressed your insulation in, it's a nice tight fit. So what we'll do now, we'll cut the insulation for them. This is taller than our normal builds, so we'll be putting another row of noggins in there, and we'll also be putting a carrier for the plasterboards in there. But basically, that's how you insulate your walls, and that's how you put your noggins in. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right, plasterboard carriers. So your plasterboard will go that way. Obviously you'll fix the end of there, that plasterboard's good, but this one here has got nothing to fix to there. So we've insulated it first. We'll get us off cutting noggins, drive them in like that. Normally we put these in full pieces, but it's something I've forgotten to show you, so I'm just going to pop these bits in we've got on the floor. The pots are away again, so like we're going this Saturday, so I'm just going to show you this before I finish. So what we normally do is put a full piece in, and we normally screw them, but again we put the stuff away. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to fix them. Not like that, that's wrong. Like that. And then what will happen then, when that plasterboard goes that way, it'll have something to fix to there as well. And it just so happens that the thickness of the timber with a piece of insulation still allows another piece to slide in there like that, and that'll carry the plasterboard. So that's that. That's your noggin at that height. I've showed you putting them in, 2 pieces at 450, 2 more pieces at 450, another noggin. Normally our building height would finish there, but this is a 2.5 internal height. So what will happen, 2.4 will finish up there. But what we will do, we will insulate that full wall, and then at 2.4 we'll put a noggin in on this side like that, which will allow us to fix a plasterboard there and there. Stop any cracks, because that'll be the height of the 2.4 plasterboard. So that's it, that's your noggins, that's your insulation, that's your roof as well, and your walls gone up and everything. Thanks very much, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next. Right, we've returned to this one just to a bit of flashing around the window. We never did an end of build video on this, so I'm going to let you have a look at this one. It's an absolutely fantastic build. John and his team did most of the work on this, so we'll have a little look around it. It's a 5 metre by approximately 2.7 metre deep. He's had some paving done. We didn't do the paving. Cruz and Pawson did the paving, if you're interested in that. So it's all cedar clad. It's got anthracite doors. There's a low threshold on this door for wheelchair access as well. Standard bifold doors gone in there as well. I won't take my boots off, just having a quick look around that. Do you want to look inside of them? Laminate floor, painted white. We've got downlighters, there's a back window in there, a little box window that looks out into the back, a little bit more lighting as well. That's inside, it's all cedar clad. And under here is our little hot tub area. So we've dropped a little detail on the roof there, it's cedar lats, we've got a water resistant MDF beyond that and it's painted in anthracite grey. We've got 6 downlighters in, and Adam, our in-house electrician extraordinaire, has fit some LED downlighters in there. We've also created a back latted wall as well, just to give a little bit more privacy and give a little bit more depth to it. This roof here is, it's the full roof basically, it's the full length of the building. It's then supported off this column here, which is floating off the floor on a metal bracket. The back wall is also supported. The roof is constructed from 2 flitch beams. So there's a flitch beam at the front and a flitch beam at the back. If you don't know what a flitch beam is, it's 2 bits 5x2 with a piece of steel sandwiched in between and bolted together. I'm going through this quickly because we want to get home and it's Saturday. Like I say, cedar lats on the ceiling, LEDs, downlighters, columns, lats on the back as well. We've put some pillars in there as well to carry them, and if Adam passes me the phone, I'll just show you the back. So the back of it is no maintenance anthracite cladding on there, and that's the back of the latted wall as well, and that's Adam. Say hi, Adam.
Hi.
Hi. Right, so that's that build. Like I say, we didn't do the paving, but we did the rest, and John and his team did most of the work on that. All cedar, all UV treated, and also he's got outside power point there as well, isn't it, Adam? What's in there, Adam?
Drivers for the lights.
The drivers for the LEDs are in there, and there's what the customer's doing. He's going to get a bigger hot tub in the future, so we've also installed a supply for the hot tub there, which is that running off a 6mm cable.
6mm, yeah, and 16mm for the whole build.
Right, so as Adam says, in fact, there you go, explain.
So it's got a 16mm cable from the building to power the hot tub basically when he wants to upgrade it.
And that supply there is a
6mm.
6mm. So
6mm, 40 amp isolator.
So there you go. And these LED lights, Adam.
Yeah, there's colour changing, remote control. I mean, they're just off Amazon. Other retailers are available.
There you go. Right, so that's it. It's another massive, lovely build that we've constructed. So if you're interested in one of these, give us a bell, get in touch with us, and we might be able to fit you in next year. But we're currently at this point in time, we're getting towards being booked up towards this time next year, aren't we? Nearly a full year ahead of us. So that's that. If you'd like to subscribe and watch as well, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.